I'm not fighting no more. Kelly, let me do my job. I just told you I didn't want to do no interviews, and you said you are going to do interviews. Now you told me to do interviews. Now you're trying to take me away from them. No. Let me show Dante's Boxing Nation some love.
That's what I'm talking
Dante,
about.
He's been at the Mayweather Boxing Club for years, grinding, working hard. Dante also, paid a lot of his own money, just like a lot of different other companies, to support us. So I must show love back.
Dante's Boxing Nation, what's going on, guys? So Terence Crawford made it official today that it is going down October 13th against Jose Benavidez. Terence Crawford, he said this fight is personal, so y'all know what that means. Smash time. So it is going down like a plane crash October 13th, y'all. Jose Benavidez, who's the brother of David Benavidez, he's undefeated, he's a former champion. He has an extensive amateur pedigree just like Terence Crawford does. This is a great matchup. And I'm telling you, if you look at what's going on in the welterweight division right now, it's pretty much a tournament going down. I mean, you have Danny Garcia versus Sean Porter. Now you have Terence Crawford against Jose Benavidez. The winner of Garcia versus Porter is being forced to fight Errol Spence next. You got Keith Thurman, who's going to have to get in that mix somewhere. Obviously, he's going to want to fight for a belt eventually, or get his belt that he was stripped of back. So with the way things are going right now, it's very possible by 2019 or 2020, we may finally get to see that last man standing on top of that mountain at the welterweight division. Now, just to talk a little bit more about this Terence Crawford versus Jose Benavidez fight, this is a very good matchup, guys. A very good matchup. Jose Benavidez, he has actually been one of the rare fighters that has been calling out Terence Crawford for quite some time. Matter of fact, when they met face to face, Jose, he confronted Terence Crawford. He accused Terence Crawford of ducking him. Terence, in return, he told Jose, we could go outside and handle this right now. And of course, when he said that, they basically calmed both fighters down. So this is what Terence Crawford was referring to when he said whenever a fight is personal, y'all know it's smash time. But Jose Benavidez is no pushover, guys. He is no pushover. I mean, for quite some time, when Jose Benavidez was coming up as a prospect, he was looked at as the golden boy of Top Rank. He was really looked at as the next big star because of his talent. And I will say, in his first 10 fights, he was looking unbelievable. I mean, he has that great jab. He's tall. He knows how to use his reach. He's not the greatest fighter on the inside, but he's a really good fighter on the outside. And it'll be interesting just to see how Terence Crawford deals with his reach and that jab. But we know Terence Crawford, he's been in the ring with fighters that were tall and had a good reach. Victor Postal comes to mind when I think of a fighter like that. But the real funny thing about this fight is you've already had a couple fans come out and try to discredit this fight. And the reason why they're discrediting this fight is simply because Terence Crawford is on the coincidental list and he's favored to win the fight. Because we already know if this was the other way around and Jose Benavidez was in Terence Crawford's position and he was fighting an undefeated fighter who's been calling him out for years, of course no one would say, oh, this fight is garbage, etc., because the guy that they want to win the fight has a better chance of winning, or would have a better chance of winning, right? I mean, you can use Canelo versus James Kirkland as a prime example. When Canelo fought against James Kirkland, we know that Canelo was a strong favorite. We know that Kirkland had been knocked out a couple times. He no longer had a chin. And we knew how that fight was most likely going to play out. But yet, after Canelo knocked out James Kirkland, you have people comparing the Canelo fight against Kirkland to the Mayweather-Pacquiao fight, saying, oh, look how exciting Canelo is, and that was such a great performance. See, when it came to Canelo Alvarez, they didn't care how much of a mismatch it was, because they were going to play the excitement card. Oh, but it's going to be exciting. Oh, it's going to be fun to watch, etc., etc., etc. When you're on a coincidental list, you don't have that type of hope insurance that Canelo has, and no one is talking about how exciting this fight is going to be, because this fight is going to be exciting. But these fans are looking at this as, you know, my guy may possibly lose, so let's trash the fight. You would never see me do that. And that is what you truly call being biased as hell. For example, David Benavidez is supposed to fight Anthony Durrell. I'm picking David Benavidez to win that fight. But do you think I'm going to sit over here and say, I don't want to see this fight, that's a garbage fight? Why won't David Benavidez fight someone better? Why don't he move up and weight? Why doesn't he do this? I'm not going to say that, because that's still a good matchup, regardless of who I think. This is something that these decafs are known for doing. They did the same thing when Floyd Mayweather beat Manny Pacquiao. Before Floyd Mayweather beat Manny Pacquiao, they asked for the fight aggressively. Soon as Floyd Mayweather signed the contract, they started making excuses, because they were all along hoping that Floyd Mayweather never fought Manny Pacquiao, so they could always use that as an excuse to say he ducked Manny Pacquiao, he was scared, and etc., all the, you know, type of stuff that they say. But once he surprised them and actually signed the contract to fight Manny Pacquiao, then they started to make the excuses. They did the same thing when Floyd Mayweather fought Canelo Alvarez. Keep in mind, Floyd Mayweather was close to 40 years old when he fought against Canelo. Already had moved up 5 weight classes. Canelo was undefeated at a higher weight class and 15 to 20 pounds bigger than Floyd Mayweather, and yet they still made excuses for Canelo Alvarez going into that fight. Why? Because once again, they knew that Floyd Mayweather was the favorite going in. Gervonta Tank Davis versus Abner Mares. Gervonta is the favorite, so they're trashing that fight. And when I say they, I'm not talking about the boxing world, I'm talking about the decafs. They're trashing that fight because they feel that their guy might lose, right? But by way of contrast, the funny thing is when Gennady Golovkin, when he fought the Willie Monroes, and we knew that Willie Monroe was a heavy underdog. Man, I was there and I covered that fight. And those fans, they were cheering and rooting and celebrating for Gennady Golovkin as if he was in the ring with Floyd Mayweather, as if he was in the ring with Sugar Ray Robinson. They didn't care how weak, they just wanted to make sure it was a guaranteed win for their guy. So we know what time it is at the end of the day. This is a great matchup between Terence Crawford and Jose Benavidez, and I would not be surprised if the first half of this fight is very competitive. Very competitive. Just like the Victor Postal fight was competitive for at least the first 3 or 4 rounds with Terence Crawford. But with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this video up. I'll catch up with you guys later. That's all I got. I'm on to the next one. Yep.